when you think about it because she's that kind and sweet. And she's an author. And the name of her book that was just released is on Amazon. It's called Weathering the Storm of Abuse, How I Made It Through. It is a short read, but I promise you, once you pick it up, you won't put it down till you get to the last page, and then you're going to be looking for more. I am an avid researcher, but I'm not an avid, let's say, novel reader. But this book was awesome. This book was awesome. It was straight to the point. It was as if we were sitting and just chatting over coffee. It was a great read. It wasn't one of those situations where it's all long and drawn out and you got the dead spots where you're just like agonizing to get through to the next good section. It was bam, 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 So we will be sitting down to talk to her, and I can't wait. I can't wait to share her with you. But in the meantime, if you want, go ahead and order her book on Amazon. It's Patricia Ellaby, Weathering the Storm of Abuse, How I Made It Through. And it's really, really good. You can get it in like 2 days, because when I ordered mine, I got it in 2 days. It was perfect. It's not expensive. It's a good read. And I say it's great for women, but it's also, across the board good, because I think everybody can learn something from the story. And it's not just a situation where you're looking at it from one point of view. You can actually look at it from your own point of view and your own perspective over how things progress. Because, of course, we've been talking about the Me Too movement, and we've been talking about the R. Kelly situation and all of these different situations where people, because I can't say just women, because Terry Crews is a part of the Me Too movement as well. And I do believe that it happens to men just as much as it happens to women, but women are, it might happen to a man once, but it'll happen to a woman probably once every 2 to 3 hours in a day. You see what I'm saying? So it is a bigger scale for the women. Unfortunately, females are just looked at as sexual beings or sexual tools by men. And when you read this book, Weathering the Storm of Abuse, when you read that book, you start to understand the pattern that is taken, and how, so many people have said, oh my God, if all of those women were really being held against their will by R. Kelly, why didn't they say anything? They're stupid, blah, 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 blah. It's not that cut and dry, especially when you're in the middle of it, because you don't realize when you're being programmed. You don't realize when you're being primed, as they call it. I call it programmed because I've watched it happen. As a child, I watched someone very close to me do it to various females, and I learned what to look for. But in the overall scheme of things, I thought, because I was a child seeing it, I just figured it was common knowledge. I didn't realize that this was something that predators use as a tool. And when you read this book, Weathering the Storm of Abuse, you can see how it is just daunting, but it's also as stealth as a lion, like just getting ready to pounce on its prey. You don't feel it happening until it's already happened, if you can understand what I mean by that. So I urge everyone, get the book, because it's, like I said, a great read. I was like texting her in the middle of the book, like, oh my God, so get the book. I just say Patricia Ellaby, Eleby, Weathering the Storm of Abuse. I can't wait to talk to her and interview her next week, so you guys can actually, talk to her, because I'm going to have the phone lines open. You guys can text, you can email me, any questions you want me to ask her specifically. You can link me on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is Living Your Best Life, but you can also catch me on my personal page, which is Loe Barber, Loebarber. Email me. Link me. My email address is LOE, the number 4, TUNE, the number 8 at gmail.com. Low Fortune Ed, Low Fortunate. So that's my Gmail account. Link me, inbox me. It doesn't matter. Just reach out. And like I said, I'm going to have the lines open next week so that we can chat and you guys can really just ask her questions and give her comments and feedback on her book. I urge you to get it. It's on Amazon right now. It's going to be like the best read that you can get for the season, because it's going to just really help you say, wow. And if you've ever been in a situation or are in a situation that is not as healthy for you as it should be, this book will also help you see not just how to walk away, but it'll help you to see that you're not the only one that's going through what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you feel alone because that's part of the tactics. You feel as though you would be embarrassed if anyone found out what was going on, or you feel as though you're not worthy, or, there's such a flurry of different feelings and emotions that you have and fears that you have when you're in a situation like that, that stops you from saying, okay, enough is enough, or let me walk away, or let me say something to someone, to get some help. I personally have been in a situation where someone has attempted that. But again, because I've learned it as a child, I was able to deal with it differently than what someone else might have done, because I promise you, the person that I was dealing with meant to break me. He meant to do me in. And by God's grace, and I said this in the midst of it, had it not been for this situation that I thought was so horrible, I would not have been ready to deal with this situation right here that's even more horrible. So God is good. I'll tell you that. If you don't believe in God, that's fine. If you believe that there's a higher power, but it's not God, that's fine too. But I'm going to tell you, I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God. I know that he's real because he's pulled me through a whole lot. He's provided me a whole lot, but I don't hold anything against you and your beliefs at all. This is an open forum. I welcome all. So I hope that all of us can come to this forum with an open mind to learn from each other and teach each other and accept each other on a positive level, because I believe that that's the only way we're going to grow. That's the only way we're going to come together. And that's the only way we're going to find a common ground and have some peace. So, Patricia Ellaby, Weathering the Storm of Abuse, Amazon, grab it, and don't miss out next week, because she's going to be here and we're going to be chatting it up. Don't forget to email me, link me, Facebook me. You can Instagram me if you want to. Just reach out. Okay. Low Barber, Low Fortunate, reach out. I'm there. Okay. So what I wanted to talk about today, I've gotten a few requests for different topics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of break them down and I'm going to spread them out. If I don't hit your topic today, trust and believe your topic will come up, because I think that all of these topics are great topics. And I think that you are important, not just to me, but to those I'm reaching, because if you're thinking it, somebody else has to be thinking it as well. Okay. So the first one is the internet trolling. Internet trolling. Lately, I've, been seeing a lot of, interviews or people talking on television about not being able to have their opinion or not being able to live in their truths because of other people, which are the trolls, abusing them and threatening them and doing and saying obscene things to them. And even going to the point of, in some cases, some of these people, if you've seen the news, which I don't know where you've been if you haven't seen the news or heard the news about these different people shooting people and having these lists of, people that they want to attack and blah, 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 blah. But, it's one thing to have an opinion. It's another thing to be really nasty and rude. Some people may come off a little stronger than others. I know that I have a dominant personality, therefore my pattern of speech tends to be dominant. I can't help that. Well, I can help it, but I would have to really, 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 really work hard on it, because I do work on it. I have been working on it for a very long time, because I know that sometimes I'll say things that are so unfiltered that it hurts people's feelings. And I don't mean to hurt people's feelings. And I'm hoping that at least some, I know not all, but at least some of the internet trolls feel the same way. I hope that we as a collective can learn how to really just live in our own, set of truths and accept everyone for their truths. If you don't like me, it's okay that you don't like me, as long as you give me the space for me to be me. I don't think that it is fair that people are being abused. I don't think it's fair that people are being attacked. If you're a new mother, and you feel as though, okay, I've been in the house with the baby, it's the 6-week checkup, the doctor tells me to get out of the house, so I go out. There's no reason for other mothers or other people to browbeat you because you chose to go and take a breath. Women need to take a breath when they're a full-time mom, because guess what? If you're a full-time mom, that's a lot of work. That's 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Add a husband, double it. Okay? There is never any time for you to do anything. I can recall when I was a mother of young children, having to go to the bathroom and having them on my lap while I'm going to the bathroom, because it's just so hectic. When you're sleeping, but you can't rest because you're listening out for the baby, because the baby might have a cold, or the baby might wake up, or, for any reason. Okay. There's a lot of demands on people that come naturally. We don't need the extra of outside people who really don't even understand the whole concept of what your situation is. That whole walk a mile in my shoes before you talk about what I'm doing, that's a serious situation, because I think if we all took an opportunity, if you are a racist, if you took the time to live as the person that you don't like because of their race, creed, or culture, you might be able to understand who they are and appreciate them for the people that they are. If you are a sexist and you had to live in the life that the women or men, because there are females that are like that you are abusing, maybe you would think twice about doing it the next time. Being a mother, being, a person of color, being a woman, being homosexual, being a heterosexual is difficult, because either way you see it, everybody has their own issues. If we focus on our own issues, that would give us way less time of focusing on other people's issues. And maybe we can be a lot further in life if we just did that. Or even better, when you did focus on their issues, don't focus on them to bring them down or kick them. Focus on the issue to give them a hand, because if we work together, we can get somewhere. As long as we're fighting, we're going to stay in the pit. Look at the government right now. The government is like a total backyard brawl. It's almost like that movie Fight. What is it? Fight Fight Fest or something like that, where the guys get out and they just beat each other for no reason, bare knuckle fighting. And come on, it's no reason for all of that. If you have certain views and I have certain views and they don't particularly align, we can still agree